Hello, welcome to a movie review. So I've never done one in a car before. I've never done a movie review in a car before. We're going to do this stationary. And then I'm going to bounce. We're just going to do a little short review about David Lowery's new movie, The Green Knight. It just came out today. This was the first day you could go to a theater and see it. And right off the bat, I really liked it. I was a fan of David Lowery's other movie, the one that came out a few years ago called A Ghost Story, which was incredibly pretentious, but I thought actually very effective and impactful and kind of a beautiful movie in its own right. And with The Green Knight, which is an adaptation of Sir Gawain in The Green Knight, I think he's done it again. This movie is gorgeous. From top to bottom, the cinematography is fantastic. The production design, the attention to detail, the verisimilitude of the world is completely engrossing. It's really hard to take your eyes off the screen. Dev Patel, who stars as Gawain, you may know Dev Patel from, what is it called? Brewster's Millions? No. Fucking that movie. Slumdog Millionaire. Yeah, there it is. That's kind of where, that's his first big role. And he's kind of floundered throughout the years. He always does solid work. He's a solid actor, kind of looking for a cool vehicle. And I think with The Green Knight, he kind of has it, and he's able to kind of showcase his presence, and that he can actually kind of hold the movie together himself as the lead. He is enigmatic in that way. He draws your attention, he draws your eye, and just everything about the movie, the visual design and the color schemes and the way that they've presented Dev Patel in the film is completely effective. It's an interesting take. It's not a direct adaptation. It is, it is kind of a postmodern look at Sir Gawain and the Green Knights. But I think, honestly, for the better. Like, you could have done the story, and you could have done it in this way, and this kind of, with this production design and these sets and all that stuff, and you could have done a much more straightforward The Green Knight, and it would have been very entertaining. And it would have been super crowd pleasing. Because if my theater, if the people I saw this movie with are any indication that people are not going to really vibe with the movie, because it is not what that trailer sells. In classic A24 fashion, it is not what the trailer says it is. It is a much more thoughtful, kind of slower paced, mildly fantastical character piece. And it's about kind of the importance that your word is your bond, self-respect, self-reliance, selflessness as a character traits, and it's sort of Gawain's coming of age. It's basically, they took Sir Gawain and the Green Knight and they made it a coming of age story with some interesting twists and turns and thoughts about the concept of coming of age and what does that mean for different people. And if you have a bad foundation of where you're starting from, it's very difficult to be an honorable man. It's a little bit, it was honestly, in a certain sense, it was kind of based. That's what the kids say these days. A little based. I was really kind of taken aback for most of the movie. It's like about like integrity and being a knight and what does that mean? What does that mean for a person? And yeah. And I don't really want to give too much away. I think it's totally worth your time. It's totally worth your time. But just for a few notes about the theatrical experience. Yeah, theaters are back, baby. Has me pining for COVID. Come on, Delta variant. Let's thin out these crowds again. I'm only kind of half joking, but obviously, you get in there. Opening night, people go see a movie. They're excited, whatever. But I just don't know what it is with fucking people, man. They can't help but just talk throughout the whole thing like they're in their fucking living room. I had this old lady behind me, her and her husband, like, what? Why would he do that? What is going on? Oh, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And at the end, once the credits hit, when David Lowery's name came up on the screen, everybody was like, ah. I heard like an audible groan from the audience, and everybody was like, that was the most ridiculous thing. There's no characters. There's nothing interesting. There isn't a lot of characters of substance, I will say that, because the movie is basically an allegory. It's an allegory, like I said, for coming of age and trying to be a good person, and what does that mean? What does that entail? And as a young man, are you bound to the legacy that was kind of given to you? Or can you strike out on your own? Do you have to believe in your mother's magic, if you will? What is it what does that mean to be an adult? So it's very much like that. But Gwen is the main character, and you get a lot with Gwen. And if you're paying attention, it's not a movie that feeds you a lot. There's not even a lot of dialogue. It's pretty sparse dialogue-wise. And the dialogue that is spoken is done in kind of that old English style of which, the original story would have been written in. And I thought it was completely affecting. I really enjoyed it. I really loved it. But a lot of the audience that I saw it with, which was a pretty mixed crowd of different ages and genders and whatnot, like, they seemed to roundly reject it. I think there was like one other dude that looked like a nerd, because I had to go by myself. I was supposed to go with Danimal from Zoobox Corporate, but things came up while he was in town. And there was one other guy in there that was by himself, and he was pretty quiet. And I don't know if that's just because he didn't have somebody else to react to, just like me. But, he might have enjoyed it. I should have grabbed him. I should have grabbed him outside the theater and be like, bro, you like that movie, right? You're a smart dude. You come to these A24 movies by yourself on a Thursday night. Gonna fuck your day up tomorrow. I tell you, though. It really bummed me out, though, just because of how fucking obnoxious theaters goers are. And it just reminded me of that. And A24, their marketing scheme was to, like I said, they're selling a different experience like they always do. But, if you're not into this shit, you're not going to notice that, it's an A24 thing. That means it's probably not what it looks like. Honestly, the reaction to this reminded me exactly the same reaction I saw in the theater when I saw It Comes at Night, which Joel Edgerton's in. Another A24 movie. Joel Edgerton has a little part in this. And it reminded me so much of that experience. Just the audience, just they can't think or fathom the idea that they might have to pay attention to something and it doesn't just fucking spoon feed you, rather, the point. And it's a little frustrating. It's frustrating because of how fucking rude they are. If they were quiet until the end of the movie and they expressed their frustrations at the end of the movie, totally fine. That's cool. Don't do it while the fucking movie's on. Don't do it while the movie's fucking playing. Especially if you're sitting next to me. But, I really enjoyed it. I really loved it. I thought it was great. I can't wait to watch it again, honestly. It's something I'll probably pour over for years to come. And I don't think it's going to be for everybody, though. Just know that. You're not going to go see a really standard Arthurian legend type style movie, even though it has the aesthetic of it. And, I would love to see an Arthurian legend movie, like The Death of Arthur or something, done in this style with this kind of texture. I think that would be really awesome. It would be really cool. Be really great. Be amazing. Fantastic. All right, like I said, I don't want to blather on too long. This is just got a short, off-the-cuff thing I wanted to do. Just because it's coming out, I think you should go see it. I think you should support the movie, support theaters, even with what I said about theater goers. You should. I even went to see it in my small local theater. I didn't even go to the big theater where I actually had a gift card that's been sitting there for a year and a half on my account. But I decided I came to the little local theater, show it some love, go see The Green Knight. I had a great time. Anyways, adios.